Hello everyone, and welcome to the next edition of Floyd Insider. I'm Abby Berger. There has been a recent decision to create new policies during the school day. Students are not allowed to leave the classroom for the first 10 minutes of the period to use the restroom, and they must be in class by the time the bell rings after passing period. The new rules have created controversy, and there are many rumors being spread about them. Dr. Willman is here today to explain the changes. Thank you for joining me today. So can you kind of explain what caused the creation of the new rules?
Well, it was kind of a long process that we have, and by the way, thanks for having me on to explain this. And I did kind of explain to the student body on Monday some clarifications, but we have what's called our behavior intervention team, where we came as a group, which is made up of teachers, of also support staff members, to talk about, okay, what behavior do you think we could focus on as a whole school that might improve a lot of other behaviors, that would improve academic achievement, all of that stuff. And one of the things that teachers said they were having trouble with was getting students to class on time, and that was an issue. If you were to go out in the hallways, there were any time, 30, 20, 30 kids out in the hallway after the bell rang. So that was one of the areas that they wanted to focus on. Then we took that to the building committee, where they tweaked it a little bit and came up with this particular plan. There is a little confusion on that. When you say not allowed, I don't know if I would do that. We know there are going to be exceptions. We know there are going to be emergencies. Mainly what we're trying to do is just kind of limit it the first 10 minutes of class. Can we put it on there for any one particular reason? Probably not. I mean, there's lots of factors in there. Essentially, the only policy that we tweaked or adjusted was that of 10 minutes, of trying to keep that first 10 minutes in the classroom where teachers are able to get everything started and get things going. We didn't adjust the punishments for anything. We've always had the same disciplinary action for repeat offenders, that sort of thing. So that's sort of the genesis of it. Now what we also do is we review it every month. So we had another meeting of the behavior intervention team. We talked about things that maybe we could adjust going forward. And then that will go back to the building committee again tomorrow. So it's on the agenda.
And you said about the first 10 minutes, but there's also been some rumors and confusion about the last 10 minutes of class. How have you been dealing with the confusion?
Yeah, I clarified that. That was originally kind of proposed by that team. But then, of course, you get the counselors involved. The counselors that takes essentially 20 minutes away from a class period where they could be seeing students. So we decided to take that off. That was never originally part of the plan that we brought to the building committee. So yeah, teachers can, that's essentially, they can open, teachers can give passes in the last 10 minutes there.
And then with these new rules, have you seen better, more increased success, or have they been working?
Well, that's hard to tell. Number one, we don't have someone full-time in the in-school suspension room. So that has been difficult. We're getting a person to fill that spot soon. So the evidence is going to be a little skewed, and so it's tough to figure out. Okay, if you're having more punishments assigned for this, is that good or is that bad? Is it working or is it not? Are there fewer? Are there more? So we're just going to have to monitor it over time. Do I have any hard data for you right now? No, I don't, because it's been so sporadic of how we have a person in school suspension. So, but I do know that once students get that first detention, then they typically aren't tardy again. And that was another issue that we had, is that there was some unevenness as far as the school goes. You would have some teachers that you had to be in your classroom and be ready to go, in your seat, prepared for class. And then you'd have another teacher just right down the hallway that was letting students come, a minute late. So we wanted to create some uniformity to that too.
And is it possible that these rules could be changed again if things improve?
Oh yeah, we always look at that. We want to take it slow and see how things settle over time. But sure, we just like we do anything else. I mean, we adjust, but we want there to be some consistency involved in this, because we don't want to have the students get whiplash from changing all the time.
Well, thank you, Dr. Willman, for clarifying and explaining the changes for us. If you have any other questions or concerns regarding the new rules, contact your counselors or talk to a teacher. If you ever want to interact with fun and cuddly felines, the Perfect Day Cafe is the place to visit. Sip on a drink of your choice as you mix and mingle with adoptable cats and kittens. Floyd Insider reporter Logan Piper explains how to get the full kitty.
Hello, I'm reporter Logan Piper, and I'm here today at Louisville's Perfect Day Cat Cafe. This isn't any normal cafe. Here you can enjoy your food, well, with cats. Let's have a look. The Perfect Day Cafe is a unique cafe that sells delicious food and drinks, but also gives you a chance to spend time with some furry friends. At the cafe, you can pet, play, and even adopt cats. Let's take a look with owner Chuck Payton at what this place is all about.
So this is basically a coffee shop and a bar meets an adoption center. So you have a separated room from where we serve food and drinks and all that other stuff that has anywhere between 14 and 16 adult cats. And then believe it or not, we actually have a kitten season as well too. And then at that particular point, we'll have up to 30 kittens.
Not only can you hang out with the cats, you can even take one home as well. The cafe acts as an adoption center. If you find a cat you really like while at the cafe, you can sign up to adopt the cat and take it home with you. The cafe is very successful when it comes to finding cats home and is something they are very proud of.
So one of the things that I like the most about the Cat Cafe concept is this is where these cats stay all the time. And this is where all they do is they just get petted on all day. And that really socializes them, and it really makes them, I guess, more presentable. So if you are out there and you are in the market to adopt, you can come on in and you know that these animals have been socialized. What you do is you put an application in, and usually within the first either same day or within 24 or 48 hours, you get approved, go through the process, and you bring them home. But we do over 1,700 adoptions out of this location every single year. Even COVID, we did 1,825. So it is a lot. It's actually the most in the country.
If you haven't been to the cafe for yourself, I definitely recommend it. They are open every day of the week, and they are located off of Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky. For more information, you can visit their website at perfectdaycafe.com.
Thank you, Logan, for that possum report. To schedule an appointment, go to the cafe's website, www.perfectdaycafe.com, and we'll be back after this break. Science experiments encourage discovery, learning, and are just plain fun. Science teacher Mrs. Gilman is here to create an experiment that is sure to blow you away. So thank you for coming on the show today, and I'm really excited to see what we're doing. So how should we get started?
Well, today I brought in a sample of steel wool, and it doesn't come from a sheep. It is actually 98% iron, an alloy with a few other metals mixed into it. And what I've done is, you usually find this in SOS pads or Brillo pads at your house that you use for cleaning pans, pots and pans when they're dirty. But what I've done is I've taken it and I've kind of expanded it and spread it out so that the fibers have plenty of access to oxygen. And what do we need oxygen for?
Fire.
Fire, right? Everybody loves fire, 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 and you need it to breathe too, so it's pretty important. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 9-volt battery, which is a common household product, as well as steel wool and a Brillo pad. And what we're going to do is we're going to touch the 9-volt battery to the steel wool and hope that it's charged enough to transfer the heat, which is about 700 degrees, which is going to make it, hopefully, react. And what it's going to do is it's going to burn. And what do we want to see burning? We want to see flames, we want to see fire, we want to see excitement. But this is a little bit of a low-key experiment. And so, do you want to start it?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to touch the ends to the metal very carefully. See if we get any sparks. There you go. Good job. Now move your hand away. And you can see the heat transfer from one fiber to the other.
Oh, wow, and that's really hot. I didn't expect it to feel that hot.
Mm-hmm. And it'll keep continually to burn, and we can sometimes even transfer a little bit of air around so that it spreads out to the different fibers, and it'll continue to burn until it's reached all of the non-coated fibers. So the iron, which is the main ingredient in the steel wool, is now being exposed and reacting with the oxygen to make iron oxide. And you can tell just ever so slightly that there's a little bit of color change. And it's still going, creeping like fireflies. And yes, you can do this experiment at home, obviously with maybe an adult supervising. If you're a babysitter and you want to really impress the kids and the parents, make some extra money, just make sure that you've got the safety materials nearby. You have something to put out in case you would come in contact with other sources of fire, paper, things like that. Keep your hair away from the flames. I always recommend safety glasses. You've got glasses, so you're in good shape there for now. But any questions about what we burned today?
Well, I guess is there any specific way you need to get rid of it or safely dispose of it?
You just want to make sure that the fire is completely extinguished before you throw it in the garbage can. That's it.
Well, awesome. Thank you for coming. And if you want to create your own experiments at home, make sure to be safe and, of course, have fun. And any of your science teachers, including Miss Goman, is always willing to give advice.
Kitchen chemistry at its best.